Right, it's Monday. It's time for the Monday morning wrap-up in the world of rugby league. Actual stuff on the field. Starting Thursday night at the AJ Bell Stadium. Salford took on the Warrington Wolves. Warrington obviously backing up, having played at Wembley on Saturday. They're out of form in Super League. Salford banging form, and they picked up the win. The Red Devils winning by 22 points to 6. Nice early birthday present for our very own Gemma Carter. Here are both coaches in a moment, Steve Price, but first the victorious Ian Watson.
It was about us not looking at what Warrington have had to face this week. It was about ourselves and delivering a real professional performance, and I feel we've done that.
Yeah, obviously first half dropped a lot of ball, gave away a few penalties, kept Warrington in the game really.
Yeah, we didn't respect the ball enough. That's what we spoke about at half time, about we needed to complete. We wanted to put Warrington into a bit of an arm wrestle mentality. Like I said, we didn't focus on what Warrington had been through, but we knew what they'd been through as well, and we just felt like if we can put them in a little bit of an arm wrestle and be pretty ruthless with it, we could get the result.
Yeah, obviously Ken Seo hat-trick turned the game.
Yeah, the first try probably from the kick chase. We spoke about having a real tough mentality this week and going set for set with them and then turning them over. And if we had to win the game off the back of our kick chase, then that's what we were willing to do. And we got the first try on the back of that. And then I think after that, it just kind of snowballed. We started getting the ruck speed a bit too quick for Warrington.
Joint second now, Ian, considering the budget that Salford have got compared to some of the other teams in the top 5, top 6, it's incredible, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it's credit to all the players and to all the backroom staff and everyone involved in the club at the moment. It's took a while for the last few years to be able to kind of get the right mix of player being involved and having some genuine good guys in there who want to compete. I think generally Lee Mossop's played massive minutes last week against Hull, really set the standard for us and dominated probably an international front row there. This week again, he set the tone at the beginning of the game for us as well. So we've got leaders like that in our team. Mark Flanagan coming off the bench and giving that experience as well. Tyrone MacArthur, the guys. It's a real good group here now, and we feel that we can do something. We just need to make sure that we keep grounded and we keep focused on our processes.
Is the belief there that you can make the grand final this year?
We just take each game as it comes. We're really good at the moment. We're pretty healthy. There was a couple of guys who I know missed out late today in Ryan Lannon and George Griffin, but hopefully they should be back. It doesn't look like we've picked anything up too serious. So we're being healthy at the right stage of the season. But it's a great competition at the moment. I think we probably need to be more positive about it at the moment. There's people questioning the structure of it, but if I was Robert Elston, I'd be banging the drum about how tight the competition is at the moment, because if this was the Premier League, everyone would be going nuts now about how tight it is at the top, how tight it is at the bottom as well. So I think the product's doing the work at the moment.
I was proud of them. We had some late changes from yesterday at training and put the gloves on. We had a good swing. They're a good quality football team. I think that's 6 on the bounce now for them, and they play a good attacking style of footy, but you've got to give credit where it's due.
Was it just a case of having nothing left in the tank?
Yeah, it's just disappointing that 2 top 5 teams are. We couldn't be at our best tonight for particular reasons, but I was really proud of the effort. We looked clunky at times with the offence, and I knew that was going to happen. But that's how I feel about it.
When was the first training session back this week, Steve? When did the young goals start?
Yesterday, we come back yesterday. Yeah.
So that was captain's role.
Yep.
So what happens now? They have 2 games left.
Yeah. So it's important that we don't get mental fatigue creep in. So it's important that they get a few days off, they get away, spend quality time with their loved ones, and then we go again. And we go again for next Friday against Wakefield.
The intensity's gone up a bit now because of the games are running down. Yeah,
every game's tough now, and we haven't had a weekend off since we've started. So they deserve a couple of days off, and then the intensity is certainly going up another level over the last couple of weeks. So it's going to be going again next week.
I think there's an obvious player welfare issue with having to come again 5 days after such a tough final.
100%. It's a no-brainer, isn't it? Yeah, 100%. How many Super League games we've played already? 27, and we've played every Challenge Cup game, so what's that, 31?
Yeah.
Have you spoken to anyone about this thing, about the situation?
Yes, I have, yep.
What
yeah, I'll leave that between me and the people I spoke to. Yeah, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. All Super League clubs agreed to the contract. Yeah, you got to give credit where it's due. Southwood were too good tonight.
So that result saw Salford level on 30 points with Warrington and Hull and Wigan going into the rest of the weekend's ties. Could Hull FC take advantage on Friday? No, they couldn't. They lost 22 points to 12 to Huddersfield Giants, who pulled themselves away from the bottom of the table with their first win in 4 games in a moment. We'll hear from Lee Radford, but first here is Simon Wolford.
I don't know what that must have been like for you, but you must be delighted with the guts, the determination and the tenacity of your team.
Yeah, we are. Like I thought, we played really, from an attack point of view. I thought early in the game, Robbo come up with a great plan as far as the footy was concerned, and we split him a couple of times, and we just weren't quite good enough to put the icing on the cake. And I thought at half time, the scoreline probably flattered them a little bit. I thought, like I said, we bombed a couple of opportunities and just a couple of little defensive lapses that allowed them to put a couple of tries on us. But we were pretty reasonably happy with the boys at half time, and the effort they showed in the second half from a defensive point of view, that's where we won the game. I mean, I know we got a couple of late tries to get in front and then to seal it, but I can't wait to see statistically how many tackles we defended our own goal line in that second half, and look, that team's coming second or third at the moment, so to keep them out for as long as we did in that second half, it was really pleasing.
You did it quite easily, didn't you, Nate? I know they worked hard, but you actually never really looked in any great danger at any time in that second half. No, well, that's how it looked to me anyway.
No, and again, I was really confident in the second half. I said to Ollie sitting next to me, we defended, we got the ball, they turned the ball over after I don't know how many sets on our try line, and I turned to him and said, we're going to win tonight, and Jez had a good carry a couple of carries later and got us a penalty, and we worked our way down the other end of the field and we got a try. So you're right, they did look comfortable, and that's what we're capable of. When we have 17 blokes wanting to dig in for each other and rip in for each other and not make sure they come off the field with no petrol left in the tank. That's what we're capable of. We can look at the negative side and ask where that's been all year, but we've had a lot of issues during the year with injuries and players in and players out. It's been hard to get any continuity with combinations, but tonight I thought we just played well. We still had a lot of young kids. We had 3 kids coming off the bench tonight. We asked them to do a big job. John Luke Hervey's first game, coming into a pressure cooker type situation for his debut, and I thought he was outstanding too. So all in all, our effort was just fantastic.
A lot's been made about your half-backs. It was Frawley and Gaskell tonight, and they linked up well.
Yeah, I thought it was Frawley's best game for the club, no doubt about it. I thought he was a lot more composed. He dug into the line a lot better than he has in the past, and I thought, him and Gaskell come up with some nice kicks there where we got a couple of results out of some kicks too. So, I thought as a combination, and particularly Frawley, I thought that was one of their better games this year.
Pressure-wise, you've had 2 weeks to get ready for tonight. What's it been like? Can you tell us what it's been like?
Oh yeah, look, it's been hard. I mean, after the Cass game, really disappointed, and it's really hard when you've got a long turnaround. So we tried to break up the week off. We trained a couple of times. We did a couple of team activities. We actually went and had a beer together and enjoyed each other's company. So it's not something we do a lot. So we just thought, just to relieve some pressure off the boys. Obviously, it's not a great situation to be in, and it's hard for young kids to rock up and play their best footy, under the circumstances we've been under. So we tried to mix it up and do a couple of team activities, and like I said, something a bit different the week off, and we came in fresh, and we trained really great Monday, Tuesday, and our captain's run yesterday was pretty fair too. So it worked. What we did work, so that's pleasing.
It's not over yet, but you've given yourself a big chance now.
Yeah, we've certainly made it, a lot more in our favour. Certainly the win's going to help us. Obviously, we still may need to win another game yet. You know what I mean? It depends on other results, and obviously there's a little bit of a jam down there with, okay. Thanks, Rudders. Thank you, mate. You're right. So we just need to keep going now, and we don't want to sort of be relying on other results. We want to finish the season off well.
Disappointed and obviously frustrated with the result. I thought there was not a great deal between the two sides out there tonight. I just thought, we conceded 4 tries, 2 from kicks and then 2 from one-on-one misses on the wing. And unfortunately, that has resulted in a loss. Some really key moments in the game that probably didn't go our way. Some from our own doing, some from just bouncing off ball scenario. But we wanted that. We was desperate for that one. But there was some. I don't think effort was a worry. Chalk and cheese from probably the Salford game. I thought our middles did a real good job of getting up the field and getting us some ruck wins. But what we did on the back end of it, just we need more from important people in our team to capitalise on that.
I think you touched on it then. You saw a lot of the ball in the second half, really, and there was a lack of creativity, really, to really create that gap.
Yeah, I think I'm glad you were all seeing it as well.
Yeah, is that a worry for you?
Something to work on. If I worry about it so much, I can't see a positive result, in that. But again, it's something different from last week. Last week was our D. This week it's our offence. So they keep you busy.
Were the fans right to boo at the end?
Do you know what? I thought it was awesome tonight. I thought they really tried and tried to pick us up in certain situations in the game. I thought it was fantastic. I didn't hear the balls, if I'm being honest. But if they did, then that's what you pay your £15 for. But I thought they did a real good job of egging our important players to get on the ball tonight.
Yeah, I must admit I did notice that after Phil Marks' name was forced to drop out.
Massive, and even some when we're coming out of our own end and scrums and they're getting off the seats and making some noise, and I say it all the time, it makes a difference.
Yeah, just home form's consistently letting you down now, isn't it?
I worried about home or away. Last year was our away form, this year it's our home form. I just want to win. If we play on the Rosemead Street, I want to win. And if we play at Wembley or Old Trafford, I want to win there as well.
Also on Friday night, dreadful game on the telly. St Helens beat Castleford 4-0. I'm still hoping the Super League show don't bother showing the highlights, but I think they will. Here is the victorious coach of St Helens. It is, of course, Justin Holbrook.
Yeah, it was obviously a hard week for us, and to put in a display like that tonight was terrific. Showed a lot of character. Do a lot of defending and defended well, so just happy to win.
I know you only scored one try, but it must be the nil on the scoreboard that pleases you most.
Yeah, that's right. We scored another one at the end, but we didn't get it, so we scored two. But look, I thought, as I said, defensively terrific tonight. Just worked really hard, and had some tired bodies out there, and they just kept going, and really pleasing win for the boys.
Was it hard or easy to get the lads up for this week after last week's performance at Wembley?
Oh, it was hard, definitely hard. We were really disappointed that we didn't win the Challenge Cup, but it's important now. We're getting into the exciting part of the Super League season, and that's the main focus. And Challenge Cup would have been nice to win, but the Super League one's the main one, and we're in a good spot there and not far off finals. So we'll look forward to that.
After such a draining week, it was remarkable how much energy you still had at the end, given how much tackling you had to do.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm not sure how much energy they did have, but they just kept turning up, and we needed that. I thought we let ourselves down a bit in that area last week, and really dug deep tonight, and really good win.
Were you surprised that you didn't challenge on anyone after all the furore of last week?
Yeah, I was. Yeah.
It seems to be a real coming together at the end. I mean, because it was a backs to the wall effort, you saw the club coming back together after a bit of soul searching, really, on the terraces.
Yeah, that was a great sign of the players' character tonight, and I think the fans, knew how tough we were doing it, as were they. So I think there was a real, as you said, real good coming together from everybody, and it was needed. And the way we hung on there was terrific.
A couple of lads missing. Was Theo injured, or was it the tackle?
Yeah, he just knocked around from last week, him and Dom and Kevy. And obviously Cootie couldn't play, so we had a few battered around, so it was great. Every time the other boys step in, they do a great job, so a few fresh faces helped us tonight.
On Saturday, Catalans lost again at home to Hull KR. Great win for Rovers, 24 points to 6. Here's some reaction from the Catalans camp.
We had an opportunity in the second half to go on and win the game. We conceded 10 penalties in the second half. and some ridiculous decisions with the ball. And it's that inability to put any pressure, sustain any pressure on an opposition and actually implode ourselves, which has been the hallmark of our game for the last 2 or 3 weeks. In games you're under a little bit more pressure, aren't you? And everyone, not everyone, but a lot of people are good when it's comfortable. A lot of people are good when it's okay out there. But it's under pressure where you want your players to lead and to stand up and to manage the game and to run the game. And right now, as a group, as a team, as a club, particularly our last 2 games in terms of possession, it's been abysmal. And you can do all you want, in practice, and you can practice under pressure, but when it comes to the environment that it was in, and we had to go out there and perform, we never did it. I don't think it was lack of effort today. I don't think it was lack of effort. It was just sheer, stupid, ridiculous decisions made by the majority of the group during that game. Collectively, it's just not together. We're not connected as a team right now. Like I said, to not concede a try in the second half, we never scored one, but not to concede one. But I think did Ulkar kick 4 or 5 penalties in the second half? 4 penalties, kicked in the second half on the back of giving 10 penalties away. And at the start of the second half, with some fantastic field position and. Just a couple of things don't go away. We don't get a try. What Tony thinks maybe was a try and so on. But you got to respond to that. Not let the other team go up to the end of the field, give a penalty away, and concede another 2 points. And just our overall management right now isn't good enough. It isn't good enough. We've got some of our players who do manage that on the sideline. I will say there is some of our players who are not available at the minute, some very important ones. But no, that's not an excuse for that today.
So going into Sunday, Wigan, Warrington, Salford and Hull, all still on 30 points, with Warrington obviously losing to Salford and Hull losing to Huddersfield. Castleford just behind them on 28. The Catalans on 26. I think they're out of it now, aren't they? And at the bottom, London were on 18 before they played Leeds. Wakefield, Huddersfield and Hull KR all on 20 points. Madness at the bottom of the table. We'll get back to Super League in a moment. Saints are top on 48, you already knew that. Back to Super League in a moment. In the Championship next. Busy weekend there. Obviously Toronto, they're well clear. We all know that. They have won the League Leaders' Shield. And they picked up another win against Barrow this week, 62 points to 8. Also on Saturday night, Toulouse beat Dewsbury 42-14. On Sunday, it was Batley 0, Featherstone 64, Bradford 30, Sheffield 10, Halifax 58, Rochdale 0, Lee 23, York 24, and Widnes 36, Swinton 28. So those results this weekend have seen Barrow relegated. Dewsbury just above them on 14 points, Rochdale bottom on 2. Widnes also on 14. It's Batley on 17, Swinton on 19, Halifax with their first win in a while on 21, Sheffield on 30, Bradford 31 there, 3 points behind Featherstone Rovers, who take 5th place on 34, Lee on 36, York on 37, Toulouse on 38. And Toronto top on 50. Looking likely in League One that Whitehaven will be in the Championship next year. They are 2 points clear of Oldham after this weekend's results, which saw Oldham beat Coventry 50 points to 6 away from home. Doncaster beat Keighley 48-12. It was Hunslet 16, Workington 30, Newcastle 46, Crusaders 22, and Whitehaven 74. West Wales 6. So it's Whitehaven top on 30, Oldham on 28, Newcastle 27, Hunslet 24, Doncaster 22 and Workington 21 making up the top 6. Crusaders on 16, the Scholars on 15, Coventry on 8, Keighley on 5 and West Wales on 2. Women's Super League this weekend. Bradford Bulls took on Leeds on Friday night, and Leeds came out at 22 points to 4 winners. On Sunday, it was Wigan 52, Wakefield 6, York 0, St Helens 56, and Castleford 74, Featherstone Rovers 8. So some big scorelines this weekend. More fixtures next weekend in the Women's Super League. Castleford, they travel to Wakefield on Sunday. It's Wigan versus Bradford, Saints versus Leeds, massive game. And York versus Featherstone, top of the table, sees Castleford 11 from 11. Saints just behind them on 20 points with 10 wins from their 11 games. Then it's Leeds on 14, Wigan on 12, Bradford on 8, Featherstone on 4, York and Wakefield on 2 points apiece. Back to Super League, the men's that is, and on Sunday, 2 games. Controversial one apparently between Wakefield and Wigan. Wigan coming out 24 points to 16 winners, having been level at 12-all at half-time. A result that sees Wigan second in the table, clear now of the rest on 32 points. They continue their great run of form. Wakefield remain on 20 points, 2 clear of London, who lost to the Leeds Rhinos. In a moment, we'll hear from Danny Ward, but first, having seen his team win 36 points to 10 in the capital, here's Richard Agar.
At the end, the word for the fans, hearing great numbers, they really have stuck with the team, haven't it? It's been a tough whole year for them as well. They've stuck with it. Your thoughts on that?
Brilliant. When we come down here, what is a difficult game? Sometimes the actual atmosphere can get you, but to see so many of our fans travel down, spend the money, make the effort, get behind the team, and as you quite rightly said, anybody that's been at Headingley and even away games, it's been difficult and it's been challenging for them, but they've stuck by us and played a massive part, I think, for the boys. The boys really appreciate it. We used the Catalan game where we had a man sent off and we felt like they were 2 extra men for us, and I think you saw that today too. I think it was a real effect and lifting effect on the team at times when they really need it.
Now you've got the win that you needed. Can I ask you, have you enjoyed it, being in charge at Leeds?
Well, I'm very privileged. I've worked in the game a long time, and I like working in the game. So I'm very, I always come to work knowing that I'm in a privileged position to be earning a living from Rugby League because I love the game. I've loved the game since I was a kid. So having a role and be able to earn a living from the sport that I love is, very, very privileged. To coach a club like this, and it's always, again, it's a very privileged position and one that I'm proud and honoured that the club felt in a tough spot I could help try and stabilise it really. So have I enjoyed it? That's for you. You work hard, and as I always say to everyone else, it's better than working for a living.
The big one we all.
I've worked in the real world, so I used to work for Yorkshire Electricity, and I always say to everybody, I'd rather pick a rattlesnake up than a piece of cable.
Fair enough. The big one, I guess we all want to know now, if you got offered the job, would you take it?
Well, you bear in mind, the game finished about 15 minutes ago. I've not had a chance to sit down with Gary or Kev, so look, all them things, I've said all along, all those things will look after themselves. It was, I guess, a real surprise with what happened with Dave and the position that we found ourselves in. My sole focus has just been trying to get the team to play every week, and I've said all along, I just felt a distraction about my own position would be a distraction for me and a distraction for the team. We'll sit down and have a chat with them, and I respect whatever they want to go. I've said all along, it's a great job, some real potential in it, one of the biggest jobs in the game, and in this short time I've been unbelievably honoured and privileged to be in the position.
It's all on the line next week. You've got to win. It's as simple as that now, isn't it? What's the mood like downstairs? Because whilst it is a defeat, it's not done yet, is it?
No, it's not. And they're devastated. The boys are good because they know they'll probably not perform well and they've lost. So I expect them to be, and they'll sulk and it'll hurt for today. But we've got short turnaround. It was simple. Sports after the game. We've got to win his next 2, and it's just go do that. It's easy, isn't it? It just starts with OKR on Friday. Must win. So we'll get them back in on Tuesday and get them bouncing and get them buzzed up again for that game. And they've been in these situations before, and hopefully they can draw on them experiences.
How tough has it been watching Huddersfield go to Hull and win, and then watching Hull KR win last night?
They're not helping, are they? But we can't pay attention to them teams. We just, you kind of get the feeling that OKR are winning Catalan as well, because people are desperate and people are fighting. So I've just stopped watching games on TV. It's way too stressful. So we've just got to focus on ourselves. And we knew that we've got to win X amount of games going into this game. Now we know we've got to win 2, so we won't be looking at any other results. We've got to put all those efforts into ourselves.
I'm going to say, does that make it easier now, knowing that you've got to win now? There's no, for the last few weeks it's been, you didn't have to win, but now you've got to. Does that make it a little bit easier?
It's certainly more straightforward. Yeah, it is. It's must-win time. So
it's black and white, isn't it? So it depends how the boys react to that, and if hopefully deal with that pressure and it gets the best out of the performance. Sometimes it can have a negative effect, but hopefully they get the positives and really give it their all next Friday.
And your mood after that one?
I'm alright. Hanging in there, yeah, I'm okay. It's again, we've had some ups and downs. That's the year. We've been sat here before and disappointed after losses. We've had the ups and downs. That's sport. It's fantastic, isn't it? It's a great competition this year. And that said, I'll salt for today and come back tomorrow and get to work.
And bodies wise, you got anything for next week? Or?
Yeah, really good actually. I mean, there's always positives, and that was probably one that we've not picked up many injuries today. I don't think we picked up any. A couple of knocks as per physical game like that, but then we've got people on the sidelines who are fit and raring to go as well. So we've got a very big squad. We've got probably 27 lads to choose from next week. Who's going to stick their hand up in training? Do we need to freshen it up and bring some new bodies in with a short turnaround? But it's all headaches for me, which is good.
It's going to be for Danny. For Abdul going next week to Hull KR. He's going to go to Hull KR the year after. Are you going to speak to him about that, or because there's going to be a lot of pressure on him, isn't there? Either way, he feels he can't win.
Yeah, no. There's more under pressure roles at the minute in the world than Jordan going to play a rugby game in Hull. He's been fantastic all year. I don't need to speak to him. He's been great for us, and he'll give his all till the end of his time here. I know that. So whatever happens next year is next year. Abo will be fantastic next week, I promise.
So, 2 rounds left. Here's the fixtures this week. Castleford are at home to Hull. Well, there's 2 teams you can't predict the form of, can you? Hull KR London. Friday night, massive game. If Hull KR win, they are safe, and that is pretty much that, whatever else happens because of London's points difference. Leeds take on Salford. It's St Helens versus Huddersfield. Warrington versus Wakefield. Warrington needing to get some form from somewhere in Super League, and Wakefield know again if they win, then they are safe. And Wigan versus Catalans. Where are all the games on Friday this week anyway? And then of course we've got the following week when it is the final round of fixtures before we head to the playoffs. Busy night tonight on Forty20 live from 6 o'clock on YouTube and Facebook, talking all the controversial moments in Rugby League. Join us for that from then. Don't forget to like, subscribe and do whatever you want to do to the podcast. Just head to our YouTube channel and watch all the videos there so we get some money. And join us again next week as we look back on another busy weekend in the world of Rugby League on the Forty20 Monday morning wrap-up.